and like my parents came to this country to make a better life for themselves, for us, and they are good people, you know. And most of us that come to a country that is not our native to us come because there are no other options at home.
Mm.
And so yeah, it is always important for me to like elevate that and make sure that folks know who I am and who I am the daughter of.
I know that's right.
Right.
Mm, mhm, right. Yes. It's in every system. Mhm. Keep keep that. Mhm, 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 mhm. Right. Yes. Access. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Mm. I appreciate you sharing that. Right. Mhm. Right. Mhm. Right. Right. Hats that she might yo, I don't know how Marcia does, like, a quarter of the things that she does. Yes. Mhm. Absolutely. Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. That's why I do what I do, you know, it's healing justice. And I'm very intentional with the population that I work with, you know, because to be honest, white people have access and spaces everywhere. And it's important that we're curating spaces for each other of care and tenderness and grief and love, you know, because that's the other part. It's like there's so much love that comes from our community, and there is so much grief, which is totally connected to the love, right? We experience. I was talking recently to someone about. So I mean, I grew up, you know, between Dorchester and Brighton, and I remember I had my first friend that was like shot when I was in middle school. and I didn't receive any grief counseling. No one came to my school to talk to us about what happened. It was just kind of like a rumor that started, and then folks found out, right? Like that this person was shot. Thankfully, he survived. But by high school, I had already lost friends, so it's like, how do we, I know that it's a little bit different now where folks do sometimes have counselors that come to the school, and this is how it came up because a friend that I went to high school with, there was a 10-year-old child that died in Milton, and her daughter goes to school with this child, and she was like, Jessica, by Sunday, like this happened like Saturday overnight, by Sunday all the parents were sent an email Saturday night, and by Sunday, there was a grief counselor at the school, and we as a family were able to go and like, you know what I mean? How, if that happened in Boston, you know how many meetings I would be having? Right? So it's like, to me, it's like, this is a symptom of a system, right? So, like, I used to think that I could be in the system and, oh, I'm going to change it. Like, so my background, I didn't talk about this because that's another life, but like my background is in global human resources. And during COVID, I was like, I cannot do this anymore because I had a realization of, I'm the corporate popo. That's what HR is. HR is like the corporate police, okay? I'm telling you when you can take time, when you can't take time. Oh my god, it was the saddest time though. It was, yeah, but we all go through these like waves of figuring things out and seeing things for what they are, and I mean that's why I do what I do. It's thank you. Likewise. Mhm. 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 I just went to see a documentary on Monday. Amazing Worlds. Did you hear about it? Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. You have to look it up. It's Amazing Worlds Yoruba. Mhm. Mm, okay. Yeah, they are. Uh-huh. Support. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Mm. Yes. Right. Right. Well, because they weren't they so it's a symptom of colonization, right? So they, even though they may have experienced folks coming on their land, they didn't lose their cultural identity. They have their roots there. Yeah, there's so, Latinos have, a similar, and this is across different cultures, actually. This is not just, but yes, I would say that, like everything else, Africa is the mother, right? And so yes, yes, and so we call it cuarentena. So for us, it's called cuarentena. It's the 40 days, or sometimes in some cultures, it's 80 days. Mhm, mhm. Yep, yep, mhm. Yes, that's exactly that's the literal translation of cuarentena. It's quarantine. Yeah. It is. And it's something that so you talked about the foods, like, we have them too, Dominican and Haitian, like, we have it's usually squash, very dense root vegetables. What is it? Accra. Mm, no. We have it's like a stew that we make with beans, but not in like a pie form, but we do a lot of basically, it's a lot of warming foods for the body, a lot of broths, bone broths, a lot of root vegetables so that the mom is grounded in her body. Because I mean, again, doesn't have to be what other folks believe, but I believe it's like that mother's reaching into this realm to bring this baby earthside, right? To bring that soul Earthside. They say that, like, the equivalent of birth is breaking every bone in your body, right? And for young Jasmine, that's on here still. I know. I'll say that, like, birth is a beautiful experience and can be an orgasmic experience, right? But you have to have the right care. You have to have the right support. You have to understand yourself that you need to be cared for, because in this society, again, you're like rushing to get back to work. That doesn't really oh, it's awful. It is inhumane. When I had my first child, I was back in school within 2 weeks. And I was like, "Why did anyone let me do this?" Not the reality is no one could have stopped me. Because I was like, "No, I need to get my work done and I need to be done with this." But yeah, it's so important because when a woman or a birthing person doesn't receive the care that they need in those 40 days, that has consequences for the rest of your life. For a birthing person, because it can cause wind or a cold womb, which can then cause fertility issues down the road. And these are things that we don't really know. Sometimes as a young person, we don't believe our elders, right? We'd say, oh, that's an old myth, right? And I'm guilty of that. Like, I'm guilty of that during my first experience birthing. I definitely did that, and then I realized, oh wow, there was something to this. There was some. Yeah, I know. And yeah, yes, yes. Mhm, mm, mhm, mhm, right. Mhm, mm, all of the things. Yep, yeah, they are medicinal. Mm, Yes. Mhm. Right. Right. Mhm. Can't find the rhythm. Yeah. What is that? No, it's so true. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Right. Thank you. Mhm. Mm. Mhm. Mhm. Right. Mhm. Right. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Right, right. And people might not even show up because they already are turned off from the get-go. Mhm. Yeah. Thank you. Mhm. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. The after hours is the real juicy stuff. It is. I love that, and I love just hearing from a man about the importance of postpartum care. That's really important because we do need the partners in this equation to really get the importance of why you should let this person who just birthed rest and be cared for. Right, right. She just did 10 months of 40 weeks of work. Right. No, it's so true. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Right. Because many people don't even know their roots. And when you don't know your root, you don't know yourself. Mhm. Because that's how it's a lifestyle. Yeah. Mhm. Absolutely. Mhm. Yeah. We're gonna get Jasmine to help us with the language and getting to the young people. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. Congratulations. That is a big deal. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you so, so much, y'all. Like this is I'll admit I was really nervous and this just felt like a great conversation and community and with like-minded folks. So I really appreciate your time, the effort that you put into community, the things that you're sharing to make sure that folks get educated and are informed. And yeah, wishing you like all of the success, Jasmine and Marlon. And Elijah too, I think he signed off, but it was very sweet to meet him too.
Thank you. Nice talking to you.
You're welcome. I say I'm more of a Spanglish gal, but I do try. Yeah, it's part of the how I am in community, you know? That's how I talk to my friends. We're, like, in and out of English and Spanish. Yeah. Alright, good night. Bye.
Thank